hadn't actually planned to do a restaurant, but I made some kind of poll on Twitter about if you wanted, like, I don't even remember how it happened, but we're talking about restaurant names and Fired and Ice came up. So I did a poll and I listed like 3 different names. And I was like, which one would you guys like? And Fired and Ice won. And then some guy on Twitter messaged me and was like, oh, if you really want to do this restaurant, let me know, I'll be your first investor. And I was like, say less. They gave me this face and then I was like, cool. So I'm like looking for the investors now. So I went to meet the guy who was like, yeah, I can invest. So I went to meet the guy and he was like, yeah, of course, I'm down. So I start doing things like I take my loan money, get my lawyers, do some contracts, etc., etc. Like the day he's supposed to, this is October, the day he's supposed to drop money, no, September, sorry, the day he's supposed to drop money, I message him and I'm like, yeah, so we're ready. We're just waiting for your investment so we can start renovations. And this man goes, oh yeah, go ahead without me. I said, sir. Hi, night out. I'm Chef Imoteda and we are at Fired and Ice, my very first restaurant. Come and get ready with me for my night shift. We're hosting our very first investor dinner and I'm very excited. Perfect. So much better. Okay. I started Fired and Ice. I started working on Fired and Ice in August of last year. I came to the space to look around, and then I met the owner of the restaurant that was here before, which is a restaurant called The Corner. And I said, you people are not doing anything with this space now, give it to me. And they were like, you know what, we're also tired of trying to run a restaurant, so we will give it to you. So yeah, that was August, and I was like, awesome, I'm gonna do this. And it's so funny because I hadn't actually planned to do a restaurant, but I made some kind of poll on Twitter about if you wanted, like, I don't even remember how it happened, but we're talking about restaurant names and Fired and Ice came up. So I did a poll and I listed like 3 different names. And I was like, which one would you guys like? And Fired and Ice won. And then I was like, okay, cool. And then some guy on Twitter messaged me and was like, oh, if you really want to do this restaurant, let me know, I'll be your first investor. And I was like, say less. They gave me this face and then I was like, cool. So I'm like looking for the investors now. So I went to meet the guy who was like, yeah, I can invest. And I had a little bit of my money I was going to put in. And so I went to meet the guy and he was like, yeah, of course, I'm down. So I start doing things like I take my loan money, get my lawyers, do some contracts, etc., etc. Like I'm ready. And then the day he's supposed to, this is October, the day he's supposed to drop money, no, September, sorry, the day he's supposed to drop money, I message him and I'm like, yeah, so we're ready. We're just waiting for your investment so we can start renovations. And this man goes, oh yeah, go ahead without me. I said, sir. What do you mean by go ahead without you? There is no without you. You are my primary investor. You're the one who promised me the bulk of the money. But I'm also a woman with a lot of pride. So I didn't want to be I can't do this without you. So I just said, okay, cool. And then I panicked. So I started like messaging people like, hey, I've got this great space. I want to do a restaurant. If you know anyone who's interested in investing, please holler at your girl. And see, what's that thing they say? Blessings in disguise. Abi, how do they say it? I got 2 investors who are absolutely amazing, stress-free, super supportive. No. 1 table per chair, please. So that one goes to the head, to the head of the table. Then you get rid of that one. But yeah, I had to do a little pitch deck that I hadn't done. Please lift everything, don't drag. Let's put 2 chairs at the head. Yeah. I've always taken over restaurants that existed, so they had some kind of like solid structure. But this is the first one I've had to literally build from ground up. It's so funny because in theory, it's stuff I've done elsewhere, right? I've taken restaurants and had to do a new menu and renovate and hire staff and all of that. So it seems like something I've done before, but yeah, they had some sort of existing structure. Maybe the building existed and you renovate the bar. Maybe they already have staff, you just have to train the staff. This is the first one I've done that. I had to figure out the structure. Tore down the bar, tore down the outside, tore stuff down, built things down, had to build staff rooms, had to figure out the menu, had to figure out what kind of restaurant I wanted to do, needed to figure out if I wanted to do something upscale, something authentic to me, what did I really want to do, and that I found really hard. But the one thing I realized when I was setting this up is I didn't want to cook, which is very interesting because Chef Imoteda. but I knew the kind of food I wanted. So funny enough, the easiest department here for me has been the kitchen. I have the chef, Chef Dickonley. He's been with me for years. Let me see what he's doing. Chef Dickonley?
Yes.
Come this way. So I met him, funny enough, in 2019, the very first restaurant I ever did. This is Chef Dickonley. Come here. How are you from, Michelle? So this is Chef Dickonley. I met him in 2019, very first restaurant I ever did, Atmosphere. And he was definitely, not even probably, the hardest working person in that kitchen. Yes. And we've been together, building things together since 2019. 7 years. Extremely talented guy. Like the food here is all him. I taste and I'm like, maybe you should. This is a suggestion, but like, I just make suggestions. He's the one in the kitchen. He's the one he lets me stress him, but he's the one in charge of everything. And the food is actually phenomenal. So it's the only department I'm not worried about. Everything else, I'm like, but food. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the food here is very much what I like to eat. If you check my Twitter, I'm constantly tweeting, I'm craving meat, I'm craving chicken, I'm craving suya. I'm known for suya because all I do is eat suya. I like meats. And Nigerians in general, we like meats, even though we do our 2 meat and heavy carb. But I low-key think that's a poverty thing. Let's pause, guys. Take the excess chairs out. This doesn't look nice. So just carry the excess chairs out. So one of the things I really wanted to do was and Nigerians love their grilled food, right? Half of our street food is grilled. We don't sell grills. We don't have a barbecue culture, but we love our grilled food. We just won't do it at home. So I wanted to give that option. So do a little mix of the Nigerian American barbecue stuff. If you go to any restaurant that serves grilled fish, they'll tell you that their grilled fish is a moneymaker. And one of my things for this restaurant was that I really wanted to do things that will make money. I've been cooking for 10 years. I've done my stuff that's fashion. I've done the stuff that's experimental. I've done the high-end stuff. I've done the mass market stuff. Now I want to do the money-making stuff. And this is, for me, the money-making stuff. And it's a menu that I'm well aware will do very well because it's what Nigerians want. They want their meats. They want the good sides. They want their jollof rice. Typically, when I do a menu, I don't put jollof rice on it, but I put jollof rice on it and I made sure that the jollof rice is really good. And cocktails. My sister, Ace, come here. Hi. This is my number. That door is open. This is my number 6. I'm 5 and she's 6. Oh, I was born I'm 5 and 7. I'm born on the 5th. She's born on the 7th. But anyway, she's doing the cocktails. She's great with the cocktails. She did the cocktails at Grey Matter.
Thank you.
And actually, Atmosphere, most of them you researched and...
So, yeah, it's like...
Yeah.
It's me.
So she's my general manager. We just decided that today.
I haven't accepted the offer.
She will accept the offer. I don't know what she's talking about. And she's also doing the cocktails. So we have really good cocktails. I want us to focus a lot on doing pitchers and bottles and the meats and the sides. Like I said, this is my money-making venture. But just because it's a money-making venture doesn't mean that it should be good. And because the food is simple, it has to be excellent. If you're going to do simple, then you have to do simple at 100. And I think we're doing simple at 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we are.
Hi and bye.
Her name is Tony and she loves me very much. No, I was thinking if we do on the head, that's 4, 5. But yes, one more table, please. So tonight I have all the stakeholders. So my landlady, who's been really great, I'm renting the space from. She's coming over. Because let me tell you something. You know what I don't have in bulk, like if it's one rent. But no, she's been very supportive. So she's coming. My 2 investors, Mercy and Ezra, they're coming through. My parents, who are my rock. And when I ran out of money, I said, hi, guys. Just give me a small loan, just a little loan. And then my brother and my sister, my older brother and his wife, also very supportive. So I started this project and I really wanted to do it by myself. And, I wanted to be like, hey guys, surprise, I've opened a restaurant. And then I realized like, if you have support, use the support. It's also made me really appreciate my family a lot because I'm like, bruh,
people don't have this family. People don't have it all. People don't have it outside. So they've been like my biggest cheerleaders all through this process and just like hyping me. And my sister-in-law is like a positivity rabbit. Sometimes it's like toxic positivity. I'm like, sometimes let's be sad, but no. But she's like so convinced that I can change the world. So they're going to see the space since it's been renovated and somewhat ready, and then just give us feedback on everything. I'm very nervous, but I'm also very excited. So let's see how it goes. So this is the grill. One of the reasons I actually really love this space is because of this grill. They built this nice little brick grill, and you can look into it. It's just bricks, and you put the charcoal in there and you grill directly in here. So I thought that was really cool. I like that it's open so customers can come through and you see it happening. We've got a smoker at the back. Anything you see, please take it like that. Remember, we're still setting up, so whatever you see. But yeah, we've got this great little smoker back here. There's nothing in it right now. Yay. Okay, it's empty. But this is where we smoke our meats and stuff. We're going to get another one, but once it starts is okay. But yeah, so I like this grill area. So this will be the most active during service. A lot of stuff are prepped ahead and then finished on the grill. And those are our chefs. Say hi, chefs. Hi. And as you can see, there's a pass that opens into the kitchen so they can pass food back and forth. This is the, obviously, outdoor dining area. Most of the activity will hopefully take place here at night. I think I wanted us to open at 6 p.m. and everyone's like, no, that's too late. Anyway, so outdoor dining area. We built all the tables and chairs literally right here. Welders on set, sprayed everything. That is the bar. Hi. I kind of like the bar. It was not my initial vision, but you know, it's kind of cute. It's doing something. It's a nice casual space, but it can be decorated and lifted. I want it to be a community space. I want it to be a safe space. I want it to be an open space. And one of the things with me is everything I do. And I work really hard to make it a safe space for everybody. So I'm very big on community. So I'm hoping that I can replicate that. And I've done this successfully everywhere. So I'm hoping I can replicate it here. I'm working on little things like having a community person who encourages people to talk to each other. Because sometimes you need someone to get you started, right? For someone like me, I have a lot of anxiety and I'm surprisingly very shy. Nobody ever believes me, but I am. But if I go somewhere and there's someone who's like, hey, this is Imoteda, come sit over here and talk to Nelson, then I'll be like, all right, we can do that. But if I sit by myself, I'll sit by myself and read a book and not ever talk to anybody. So I'm hoping I can create this like really great community space in here. For me, a regular night will be 75 people, mostly coming in groups, couple of date nights, some live music, 50 million in sales. What I would love is to have like Doing the Stoic just play here once a month. You know, once every Sunday, last Sunday of the month, you can see Doing here. But I like music and I like all sorts of music, so I'm not particularly bothered. So a live band, an artist, an up-and-coming artist. I do want this to be a place. I haven't worked on it yet, but it's on the list of things. I want it to be a place where you can come and get discovered. And I think I know not a lot of people, but one or two people in the industry that can kind of help make that happen. I'm not saying we're going to get the next Rema or, I don't know, Ara Star, but I think, you know, it would be nice if you could come here and like find your next wedding singer because you heard some young girl perform, or even like a lounge performer. I want to do open mic nights so we can find, even from that, we can find someone where we're like, we will pay you monthly, come perform here once a month. So I started renovating this place in November and it was supposed to take a month. In fact, December 7th was my open date. Today is March what? Hold on. March 18th. So December 7th to March 18th. We're 3 months behind schedule. Actually, practically 4 months because we're opening on the 22nd. Whew. What has not gone wrong? The only thing that has not gone wrong since I started is that the building has not fallen down. It is still standing, but From the tables weren't what, actually the shape of the tables weren't what I wanted. So I want the shape, but they made them shorter than they needed to be. The tops aren't the right color or the right design. It's been everything. So like little things like we did the cement work for the bathrooms. Before you tile, I wanted to change the shape and everything. So we broke down a couple of walls, did the cement room, then called in the plumber to rerun the pipes. And the plumber calls me and he's like, no, the contractor calls me and he was like, hey, I just want you to talk to the plumber because if I say this thing, you'll be somehow. So he gives the phone to the plumber and the plumber is like, ma, do you know you don't have sock away? I said, what does that mean? He's like, ma, there's no sock away. The toilet is just running to the road. I said, what does that mean? Apparently the pipes were just running to the road and to the gutter. So if you flush, there was an actual spot out there where you could see things you flush come out. And I was like down the wall. I was like, how does this happen? What does that mean? So all the cement work we did, we had to break it, then dig 8 feet into the ground to actually build the sockaway. So that was fun. The ceiling inside, we had to like break off listen, let me tell you something, it's just been something, okay? Every other day it's something new and I'm like, cool. And every new thing is more money than the budget. So we've done 2.5 times the initial budget. So if the initial budget was 2 million, we're at 5 million. So, and I promise you the initial budget was not 2 million or 5 million or 10 or 50. So yeah, we're struggling.
It's clean. Is this where you people want to put your... okay.
I think I would want to expand to the mainland and then to Abuja. I think what we're doing, the menu we're doing and the kind of space we're building is actually perfect for expansion. I think it's quite scalable. And I think it's got the potential to last for a minute. And starting off with a simpler menu means we have room to expand, to grow, to experiment. So I'm hoping that I can do this in multiple places. This is my very first restaurant, and I have 3 other restaurant ideas that I want to do. So I'm hoping in 2027, I can do a QSR type situation. QSR is like a quick service restaurant, so think your Chicken Republic, but a little bit more upscale that only serves Imoteda's bowls, because every menu I do has an Imoteda's bowl on it. So that's where I'm at. So for people coming on Saturday, I would say a decent, and please don't kill me, it's not me, it's Tinubu. Go hold your governor or your government, your president, whatever he is, by the neck. I think a decent budget for 2 people would be somewhere between 50 to 60, maybe 70 if you want to get a little crazy on the drinks. But I will be giving out free shots on Saturday, so save a little money. My sister will fight me on that, but I will give out the free shots because I like giving out shots. Our DJ is so good, so expect really good music. There'll be games. It's not crazy entertainment, but if you come on the 29th, there'll be dancers and fire eaters and hype men and all that other stuff. And expect really, really good food. Thank you, Night Out, for coming with me on my night shift. I hope you enjoyed seeing my little crazy life, and I cannot wait to feed you at Fired and Iced.